La conducta, el carácter y la conversación también.
And as I thought about the comments for this afternoon, I was reminded of something I read that Dr. Maya Angelou wrote in her most recent book, Mom and Me and Mom.
Ella escribió, al escribir las cosas para hoy, se acordó de la escritora Maya Angelou, que de un libro que escribió, que ella leyó, y que dice, mi mamá, yo y mi mamá.
Dr. Angelou is one of my favorite poets and authors, and I've had the opportunity to meet her on several occasions and to even be in her home to partake of her wisdom.
Ella conoce personalmente a la autora Angelou, la que escribió los libros, y ella ha asistido a muchos de sus libros, son favoritos, lo que ella ha escrito le gusta, y también tuvo la oportunidad de visitarla en su hogar.
And here's what she says. Frequently I've been asked how I got to be this way. How did I, born black in a white country, poor in a society where wealth is adored and sought after at all costs, female in an environment where only large ships and some engines are described favorably by using the female pronoun. How did I get to be who I am?
Ella describe cómo ella llegó a ser lo que es, naciendo que salió una mujer de un barrio de personas negras, pobres, en un país de blancos, donde parece que el barco más chiquito se come al barco, el barco más grandote se come al más chiquito.
So when we think about courage, I think of courage as not the absence of fear, but as someone described it, courage is fear that has said its prayers.
El valor no es solamente no tener miedo, sino el valor de enfrentar a lo que viene enfrente.
Conviction. Conviction is a strongly held belief that no matter what happens in one's life, those strongly held beliefs can get us through.
La convicción es algo que nos ayuda, que no importa lo que se venga enfrente de nosotros, la convicción y la fe de que lo podemos hacer, lo vamos a hacer.
And for me, courage showed up early in my life. I grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in the inner city, in a family that didn't have lots of resources, financial resources, as it were. So that courage showed up when I was perceived, perhaps, as someone who would not achieve based on the place where I lived and grew up.
El valor que yo tengo, yo crecí en un barrio en Wisconsin, Milwaukee, donde era un barrio pobre, donde no parecía que las personas que vivían ahí pudieran progresar mucho. Pero el valor que tuve de seguir progresando, de que podía hacer algo en la vida.
For example, in growing up in Milwaukee, I became a Girl Scout in my church, in my Girl Scout troop. And in my church where I grew up, and starting in Girl Scouting, my mother could not afford to buy my uniform.
Y yo estaba en el programa de las niñas de los Girl Scouts y mi mamá no tenía el dinero para comprarme, pero yo me hice una líder de ese grupo.
But I also learned in that same church that God made me and God doesn't make junk. And so that conviction of knowing that I mattered, and my troop leader said to me in one of our first meetings, you matter, you are not what is the matter, and don't you let anyone tell you that you don't. That conviction was born in me. The courage that was necessary to move beyond fear, that neither gender, nor race, nor economic standing could keep me from being what I believed God wanted me to be.
El valor que tuve y la convicción que tuve de que